Welcome, guys. Welcome to Audacious. We're back for another episode. We're here joined with our co-host,
your boy Harry,
and we have two amazing, wonderful guests on the show today. So we have.
You can go first.
Okay, go on.
We have.
I'm Lucy.
I'm Cassidy.
Welcome, guys. Welcome to Audacious. I know we're a bit of a rush. Like today has been a bit of a mess. And
it has.
Well,
like an hour.
I apologize. No, but thank you for coming and join us. So I'd like you guys to introduce your full names. Yeah. Oh well, you can say your first
full
name.
No,
pause.
Let's do full.
Looking at me like
she's like, no.
Your name, age, and relationship status.
Okay, so I'm Cassidy. I'm 19 and I have a boyfriend.
Okay, damn. She didn't even say taken. She said I have a boyfriend.
You do, yeah.
And Lucy?
Full name?
Yeah. Oh no, just say first name.
I'm Lucy. I am 22 and I am currently single. Mostly.
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 But yeah, thank you guys. Welcome to Audacious.
Finally.
Like literally, I kid you not, guys. We're not going to talk too much about it, but this is an amazing opportunity that we appreciate you guys for being a part of. This is our first ever recorded podcast
on YouTube. Finally.
And with Cassidy, I think she's having a heart attack.
She is. Because she's so nervous.
Because I texted Cassidy and I go, "Want to be on a podcast?" She's like, "Yeah, sure."
Yeah, I mean, I'm helping out my friends.
No, I appreciate it.
We appreciate it.
I haven't spoken to you in ages.
Yeah, and you only hit me up when you need something.
No, but I wanted you to be
personally,
Yeah.
I wouldn't allow that, bro.
And the way that you spoke to me was so professional. Like, we weren't even friends.
No, I apologize. I know it had to be casual, and I get that. But I do apologize. The reason why is because, as you can see, I have been busy.
That's okay.
Even when I met Lucy for the first time, I barely got to speak to you.
Yeah, the first time we met, I was not sober, so it wasn't really a proper meeting.
But even that, when my mentor, we'll say mentor for the purpose of this episode,
anonymity.
But yeah, when my mentor introduced me to Lucy, like I barely got to speak to her, and it was like 1, 2, bam, that's it. Yeah. I kid you not. But yes, today we have brought you on the podcast with two different perspectives in mind. As you said, sorry, you have a boyfriend.
Okay.
And on my behalf, I'll say it on camera as well, I do apologize for being very formal with the invite. I should have been very casual.
No. Like honestly, when she came in, she was like, "What are we talking about?" I was like, "I don't know myself."
Oh well, yeah, he left it up to me. But what we want to do is have two perspectives. Obviously, Lucy's the oldest. We want to say age as well. Or no?
In the room, yeah, I guess so. Yeah, obviously.
I already said I'm 22. I'm not ashamed by that.
No, just checking because some people don't like talking about the age.
Well, look,
it's not like she's a grandma.
It's not that. True. It's just for personal and confidential reasons. And Cassidy, age?
I already said it.
Oh, you already said it?
Yeah, man.
My bad. I'm not paying attention.
Pay attention.
Pay attention, bro.
But yeah, with today's podcast, we just want to see two perspectives. As you said, you have a boyfriend and Lucy is currently single. I just want to see where the two mindsets sit and see what we're able to give to the viewers and the fans out there.
Okay, so we're talking about relationships, yeah?
Not just that, bro. It's like the role.
Overall.
Yeah, overall.
Okay.
Lucy and I had a conversation in the car just before we came about the roles of a man and a woman. We'll start off with Cassidy because within a relationship, roles are
You're the
meant to
only
be played.
person that's taken.
Exactly. So we had no pressure, no pressure at all.
Guys, I'm not going to lie. My relationship, it's not at the best place right now. So.
No, but that's perfectly fine. Like, just what are you expecting, what is your perspective that you want to see it from? So in the relationship, I have a question for you. As the female or the woman within the relationship, what is your role to play?
I mean, just to show up and look good, I guess. I'm kidding. I don't know. I feel obviously supporting your partner, laughing, just being there for what's that word when you're being physical but it's not sexual and it's
intimate?
Not intimate.
No, but sexual.
No, it doesn't have to be though.
I mean, yeah.
I don't know. You guys go to saying hugging and
just being supportive.
Yeah,
being supportive.
That kind of thing. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe just well, I can tell you the roles of a man, I guess.
Okay, so she's got the roles listed for a man. What about you, Lucy? What do you think the roles of a man is in a relationship? Even though you're single, what do you expect from a man when you're in one?
I don't know, when you're in a relationship, you're kind of setting up your standards, what you want from a partner in general. So you're establishing what your love language is and, you're figuring out are they fulfilling it right? Are they feeling it not right? Is it not working? And yeah, but I feel like the role for a man, you got to be like taking care of the needs of your partner.
Okay.
That kind of goes both
So
ways.
you've got to. So it goes both ways. Is it on an equal standard?
In your opinion.
In your opinion.
In your
No
opinion.
pressure at all.
Yeah, I feel like you both need to be putting in equal effort.
Okay.
It's just what that effort looks like can vary. You know, like some couples are very much like the woman wants to be like pampered and like get like, you know, taken care of like monetarily, and the guy will work and do that. But then there are other cases where it's like it's not about the money, it's more about like affection and like spending time together.
Okay. What do you think is right?
I think it varies. It's based on the person.
Okay.
Some people need different things.
Okay, from personal opinion, from personal experience, what do you think is right?
Like what I would want?
Yeah, what would you want?
Like my biggest thing with like my past relationships is definitely loyalty.
Okay.
Loyalty, faithfulness, communication. Like they're the biggest things. Without those things, there's no relationship.
No, fair enough.
Just delusion.
And what do you think, Cass? What do you agree?
I feel like honesty is a big thing.
Okay.
I feel like if you're not honest, like I feel like the relationship is a lie. You know what I'm
It's
saying?
not gonna,
fair enough.
Loyalty as well, and like being transparent. I think that's also like ties in with honesty. Just like communication. I feel like if you're not communicating correctly, like you can get stuff mixed up between the two of you, and then like someone ends up upset and the other one doesn't know why.
Yeah.
So I feel like communication is also a big thing.
No, 100%. I completely agree with you girls. Harry, what do you think, bruvs?
Me, personally, bro.
Because your opinion, bro, it hasn't been put out there.
It hasn't.
I don't think you guys have listened. Cass, have you listened to the podcast recently?
No, yeah. I listen to like snippets on like TikTok.
Yeah, well, there you go. Well, with Harry, he went to India recently, so a lot of his opinion is still concealed. So I'm trying to, just.
What do you mean, bro? I don't know what you're talking about.
But Harry, what do you think, bros?
Me personally, I'm not the person to talk, bro, because I haven't been in a relationship.
You haven't, but what do you think? Because you know how we always have a conversation.
What I expect,
Yeah.
same thing. Loyalty, communicating to each other, so the relationship lasts.
No, 100%. Me personally, and this is
How about yourself?
Yeah, you're gonna kill me for this one. I already know Lucy's ready to come for my throat.
Okay, go
But me
on.
personally, I reckon within a relationship or within any connection, whether it's a friendship or whether it's just you talking to someone, or well, me personally, I don't believe in talking stages. I believe that it should be dating, relationships, and the marriage. And the reason being is because the titles are sit there for you just to feel comfortable, for you to sit there and have something to lean on instead of you being your true self. But when it comes to you and a male and female partner or friendship or anything, the man should be able to sit there and affiliate or say what he wants. He should be very direct and very honest. Like you said, you're talking about the truth. You're talking about honesty and communication. That comes from a man first stepping up within his role. And with the female, her role is to care and support. To make sure she's able to be there and make sure that once he makes a decision and maybe it doesn't go right within his life, she's there to also support him. She can do that for herself independently, don't get me wrong. But she should also understand that as the guy, he has the pressure of having to protect what is his or what he sees and cares about, if that makes sense.
I can agree, but I don't know. Like I've had an experience with an ex like that who had that very like
dominant. He's very dominant.
Dominant, like not paternal as in father, but paternal as in like male.
Okay, what do you mean by that? Elaborate.
Like the male needs to be the protector, the lead in the house. That energy, like I've had that energy before, and
do you think that's a problem?
It can be. It can cause a lot of problems, because
you're
overlooking a lot of aspects of like the female in the relationship to uphold these like standards that like all of our ancestors would have been like upholding, but nowadays, like even within the last like 10, 20 years, like dating and like relationships have changed a lot. Mm-hmm. So it's tricky to just say like the male needs to be like
making decisions.
Yeah, making those decisions.
Okay.
Being that like oversight power.
So would that just be within a relationship or within anything when it comes to a man and woman?
Oh, anything. Like if a male is having that energy with me as just a friend, like I don't think that's really like fair or equal, like You need to be able to express yourself on either side of a relationship.
Okay, so today's topic, basically all around, I want to talk about is, I already started this conversation with Lucy in the car, is the game versus a relationship.
The game.
The game.
The dating game.
The dating game. The dating game.
I thought this guy was talking about something else.
No, but it's the game versus the relationship.
Yeah, okay,
so you don't have to be in a relationship to obviously 100. Be happy and whatnot.
100%.
And you know, people have their preferences. I'm not going to put anyone on blast today. Lucy's thinking about my mentor sitting there like, I know exactly who the hell he's talking about. But yeah, the game versus a relationship. When it comes to the game, what is the difference to the commitment and the respect that you should have for someone within as differing to a relationship? Do you want to start us off, Lucy? Because you've had both sides.
What did you ask? I swear, bro. I got confused for
That's perfectly fine. So within the game and within the relationship, are you guys aware of what I'm saying when I mean the game?
I do.
Cassidy?
I don't know.
Well, the game is in when you're not in a relationship, but you're
like
mucking around with someone.
When you like,
when you're mucking around with someone.
When there's no like, or like you're not neither single or taken. You're just
mucking around.
Yeah,
and doing
I guess. Yeah.
Okay.
So
like
within
anything,
exactly.
Until you are like locked in, like will you be
100%.
my girlfriend or boyfriend?
Yeah, 100%.
That's what I'm saying.
No, 100%.
Yeah. So within the game or the relationship, what are the two So I'm going to start off with the guest of the show. It's between two. You two want to start, but what do you guys think the main difference should be?
Let's get a taken perspective, honestly.
Yeah, we'll start off with Cassidy.
I feel like, to me, when I was me and my boyfriend, we were okay. I know you don't believe in like talking stage or whatever.
Damn, she's coming for me.
That's a his opinion.
I kept this guy in like the talking stage for like 10 months.
Damn,
I wasn't
long time.
I wasn't ready, but like by like month 8, he thought we were like locked in exclusive, but I was not. You know what I'm
why
saying?
weren't you ready for it?
Because I have commitment issues. I was like, I can't get locked in with you, like knowing that maybe I might slip up. Do you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, I haven't had that time to like fully connect with you. Yeah. Yada, yada, yada. And I feel like the difference between being boyfriend and girlfriend and like before that, I feel should be your respect for the other person to make sure that you can fulfill like your duties as being their partner.
Okay, fair enough.
And making sure that you're emotionally ready to be with them, as well as, you know, just respecting their world and knowing your boundaries between the two of you. I feel like that's really important. Yeah. Because with me, I literally said to him, I said, I don't need a man, but I'm like wanting to be with you. And that's why we're together. And I need you to respect that I am independent and I can do things for myself. And, you know.
What was his response to that?
He was like, do you think I want to hear that?
All right.
You got to relax, man.
Yeah, okay.
Especially because he was younger than me. I was like, don't get it twisted. Like,
and how old is your man?
He's 18.
Okay, so a year younger.
Yeah. So I was just like, you need to know what's going on before it starts going on.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's pretty much like.
And Lucy?
Like the difference between relationship and the game?
Yeah, so what are the main differences? And I know that you're a professional in both leagues, so.
The main difference, probably like exclusivity.
Okay.
Are we exclusive? That's it. Like,
okay, so if you're, sorry to cut you off, but if you're in the game, right, per se, and you put the talking stage, does that mean you have to be exclusive?
No, not at all.
Okay.
Sorry, we're not together until I say so.
No, fair enough, 100%. And I completely agree. But do you reckon there was? Sorry, once again, I'm moving back to Cassidy because she's in a relationship. But do you reckon he understood that, or did you make him understand it?
I don't think he understood that, because when I told him stuff that like would happen while we were talking, he's like, "Wow, I thought we were exclusive. Like I thought we were together." And I was like, "We're not. To me, we're not together until the label like boyfriend and girlfriend is on there."
Yeah.
So I was like, I can, like, obviously I won't be disrespectful to you, but there's still going to be like maybe something little that's happening, or like something that I say or a comment maybe about someone else.
Or maybe you're trying to suss out the waters.
The what?
Per se.
Suss out the what?
Suss out the waters. You're trying
the waters.
See.
Oh, okay.
You're trying to see what.
That's what you think.
Yeah, that's what I.
That's what you think.
Yeah,
but
I was kind of
100%.
testing the waters to be fair.
Okay.
But yeah, I feel like that label just needs to be there, and like. If you don't understand, we gotta clear it up. You know?
Fair enough. Yeah. So what made you want to put on a label then? What made you feel like you're ready? Because you said you had commitment issues, and currently it's not in the best place. Yeah. But what made you figure like, you know, fuck it, like let's just go for it?
I've been talking to this guy for like a year now, so I may as well like slap the label on there and see where it goes. Because it's not like, I feel like I'm not going to waste my time like wasting this 12 months talking to this guy and then for it to go nowhere.
Okay.
Like I feel like I kind of owed it to myself to try it out. And he does treat me fair. So, you know, I'm just cruising for now.
Yeah.
No, fair enough. You're just seeing what happens.
Yeah,
like you're locked in, but you're experiencing it through the relationship.
Exactly.
Yeah, Lucy, you were talking to me about that earlier today. You were like, when you're in a relationship, you gain the experience through the relationship.
Yeah, like it's obviously like relationships when you're young are tricky because you're faced with the inevitable doom that like, oh, it's probably not going to work out.
Yeah.
Just because of like age and maturity, like not even like on a personal level. So yeah, like what was the question?
No, I'm saying we were talking about it earlier, how when you're in a relationship, you're still gaining experience from that.
Yeah.
But when you're in the game, you know, you're getting more than just what you bargain for sometimes.
Yeah, like even though relationships are riskier because you're like investing your time into a certain person for however long you're dating, it's still like a learning experience. Like you're still benefiting something from it.
Yeah.
You're still walking away with something, some kind of knowledge.
End of the day, you learn something, right?
No,
Yeah,
100%.
even
100%.
Even if it goes to shit, even if like they end up cheating or whatever, like you've learned something. Even if it's about yourself or about how relationships work in general, like you should have learned something.
No, 100%. Okay, back to you, Cassidy, again. Damn, this guy's like, he's targeting his
Bro,
cough
he
my
is,
teeth.
yeah, legit.
Just
because she's the only one taking in the room.
Yeah, but the questions have to be to her because we can't say
100%.
anything.
We
Maybe
can't.
from experience, but she's now living in it. So it's
She
a bit
is.
more. But with.
Sorry,
with
guys.
the-
Just adjusting myself.
That's all right.
Fine.
But yeah, with him, right, with the relationship that you have going on, what's the biggest struggle within any relationship?
I feel like finding the balance where the effort put in from both sides that the other person is happy with.
Okay.
I feel like if you don't understand what your partner wants and like their expectations, like in a relationship, like even if it is like just general stuff, but you might have different levels of what is general.
Okay. Yeah.
So I mean, it should be like small things, simple things, but then the other person might think, oh, that's extra. Like I don't need to be doing that.
Yeah.
I feel like that's really big. That also feeds into communication.
Okay. Damn.
So,
Damn.
like,
She's
we're
like
going back to
communication.
school.
You, bro, I'm telling
fair
you.
enough. No.
But yeah, I feel like, because with me at the start of the relationship, I really struggled. I was like, I kind of deserve more out of this. Like we've been talking, like you kind of know what my expectations are and you're not really fulfilling them. So like communicating that and making sure that they understand that, like he still struggles with it. So I'm just like,
Tell she's putting on a blast like
we're
that.
like 2 years into
Okay,
like kind
but
of talking.
as he's younger, right? Because I've had this experience, and I'll put myself on blast. Harry knows of this as well.
Of course.
So there was this girl I was talking to, right? She's 21, right?
Okay.
She's older than me of age, and I was like, all right, calm, whatever. And we're talking, we're vibing, right? And I'm gonna ask you how you do it because he's younger than you, but because of the age barrier, she knew I was mature and everything, but she said just because of my age, that was an issue. What's your take on it? Because
I feel like
I know from our friendship, even though she's gonna attack me and be like, "You haven't fucking spoken to me in ages." Prior to this, you've gone to older guys, and you know you've gone for older guys. What made you change your mind and be like, you know what, fuck it, just because he's younger
Go
doesn't
for
mean
a younger person.
Yeah.
I feel like when someone's younger, I feel like they kind of obsess more over you because you are older and then like, oh my gosh, like I have this older girl kind of thing.
So you love the attention?
Well, obviously.
Fair enough.
But I don't know, I feel like age can be an issue because especially if there's like maybe 2 years or more gap, you do have different stuff going on in your life and that can lead you down like a different path. And then like the other person is like still maybe starting uni, like still getting like a big boy job. So I'm just kind of like, oh, okay, like where do I go into this, or where do you fit into my life now that I'm like doing like bigger things or something?
Yeah.
You know?
Because you started uni last year, right?
Yes.
Yeah, because you started uni last year and he was still in high school per se. What was the struggles between those two?
I guess just trying to find time for each other because we had like different timetables and I'd be like, oh no, I can't like hang out with you. Like I have this thing that I need to do for this week. I feel like there wasn't too many struggles just because it was my first year.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, as we move forward, as he's, like, doing, like, his trade job right now and I'm in my graduating year, it is going to be a bit more difficult just because we are working around, like, each other's work schedule. But I feel like that's basic between, like, older couples in the workforce. You know what I mean? So,
No.
Just kind of depends.
Fair
Like,
enough. She
who
talked-
has time for who?
No, 100%.
Sorry to cut you
Yeah,
off.
all
She
good, bro.
talked about expectations. My bad. The
All
English
good,
is
bro.
crazy. But is there any expectations that he had? You talked
With
about
me?
yourself. Yeah, with you.
Yeah, because you're older
You
and
are older,
you're more
yeah,
experienced
exactly.
per se.
So you talked about, you having expectations from him. Does it go vice versa?
I mean, there was like kind of like old flings that I would like have in my phone, but we weren't actively talking, but I would still like have them on my socials or something.
So
Like,
it wasn't deep.
it wasn't deep,
Yeah.
but like I guess his expectation was like, oh, they'd be removed or they'd be blocked like
Yeah.
once we're together.
Yeah.
But I'm just like, I mean, if it's a dead thing, it's a dead thing.
Yeah,
you know
no,
what I'm saying?
100%. And
No, 'cause-
I agree with
Sorry
that.
to cut you. No, it's fine. It's fine. It's completely fine. We did talk about it with who? KMJ.
Yeah, so one of our
So,
boys that we had on the
yeah,
podcast,
so-
he's way younger than his girl. Like, what,
How
3,
much?
4 years?
No, 2 years.
2 years?
Calm down. Calm down.
No.
I think it's
Because
2 years.
she's 20.
Oh, is she?
Yeah, man.
Oh,
He's
so
what,
no.
17?
No,
He's 18 this year.
18.
He's
Okay.
18 this
Yeah.
year. They've been dating for years though, like a good 6 years. You're saying they're coming up,
Scary.
yeah.
Yep.
But the commitment is like there, and the reason being is for him, it's on a different note. So with our boy,
His expectations.
his
I'm sorry to cut you off.
expectations was he wants to get married next year.
Yep.
And
Oh,
he's 18.
He's 18.
Yep.
that's why.
But the reason why is because at such a young age, he had his life together.
Yeah, he did.
He started running his own business.
Yep.
He was making the funds. He's nearly completed his schooling, and he's got everything like he's wanted. He's like when I
But
tell
did
you,
he not have time to like be a teenager?
no, but that's the thing. He wanted to work off his ass before he was able to sit there and say, "Let me
Yeah.
have some fun," because people his age they may have fun, they may have experiences, which he was still doing. Don't get me wrong, because I've known the guy for quite a long time.
Yeah, we do.
But what he wanted to do is he wanted to stand out. He wanted to be different from the crowd.
Yeah.
He's a youngin, trust me. But when you meet him, the way he speaks, the way he presents himself is like probably your age, Lucy.
Yeah. His maturity level is there. Yeah.
Even still, that
That's scary.
yeah, because like your brain isn't developed until you're 25. You're still a kid,
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
you know. So, I mean, pop off. If you wanna get married like under the age of 25, like
Do you? Yeah.
do what you
I mean,
want.
yeah, do you,
100%.
that's why I was curious to say. With Lucy, I believe you've never dated someone younger.
No, everyone I've like seen has been older. Yeah.
Have they all been mature though? Have they have another question? Nah, maturity and
Look.
age is different now, huh?
Look, if you're a male like pursuing a female that's younger,
Yeah.
you're not going after maturity. You're going after like someone who's immature, who wants to be mature.
Okay.
Okay.
So you're saying with age comes immaturity, or wait? Sorry, what are you trying to say?
No, with age gaps.
Oh, age
okay.
gaps.
Age
gaps.
Okay, she's talking.
Yeah, with age gaps, there's always a dynamic.
Okay, what
Sure.
was what's the dynamic for you within the older men?
Well, I've always been a bit more on the mature side, so I've needed someone who's on that level. So like going for a guy that is my age, they're kind of a few years like behind, like either like emotionally or with like intimacy or with like relationships in general.
Oh, 100%.
So like when I was fresh out of high school, yeah, everyone that I kind of went for was probably like, if I was 18, that would be 20 plus for
Okay.
sure.
Oh, damn.
And then, yeah, like my first proper relationship started when I was 19 and he was 25.
Damn,
25.
That's
that age gap is
damn.
massive.
Yeah.
That age gap, damn, that age gap is massive. Wow. I
Yeah.
can't even think about that. Honestly,
But yeah, like,
but was he mature to the standard of real expectations, or was he not? Or was he just
At
so
first-
far ahead in his life?
well, he had a different kind of life because as like an immigrant, as a different kind of like plan and like track you
Yeah.
have to go down, like getting your shit together. So like he had his shit together. He was like working his big boy job. He was like busy doing his thing, like starting his business. But at the end of the day, like some cracks will start to show,
Yeah.
and that's when you see like the little bits of like underdeveloped like emotional stuff.
Yeah, no, fair enough, 100%. I get where you're coming from. Like, you slowly see that he's not being able to express as much as he's.
Yeah, and like obviously that can happen because of like background, education. It
No,
can happen because of
fair enough.
anything. But I think like that age gap, yeah, like when you're the younger one, you are more impressionable. So it is really whatever your
I feel like Cassidy has a say on that.
Cassidy, what are you saying though? Like with a younger person, I know we've been putting Cassidy on the spot a lot, and I do apologize, but I'm actually very curious, and I know you'll come from my teeth after being like, you want to know all this, and you haven't talked to me.
It's okay. Yeah.
But yeah, with him being a lot younger, right?
Mm-hmm.
What are the complications with a younger person?
Well, I mean, I'm his first girlfriend, so I'm just kind of like, I am kind of letting him just kind of cruise along. Obviously, I would want more from him, like as I've like told you guys, like effort wise, just like small things. But I am like, I'm taking it easy.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to teach him like how to be a better boyfriend to someone else. Do you know what I'm saying?
Damn. So
No, that's a thing though. That's a real thing.
Like I'm not about to set you up to succeed with some other woman that's not me.
So then, but then that's not him giving you his best, is it? Exactly.
But he needs to learn. That's
like
the
a guy
thing.
thing.
Yeah.
Like, men are very impressionable. Or
Yeah.
like, I don't know. I feel like when you're with a man, you're kind of like training them on the things you like.
Especially because I'm older. I am kind of steering the ship, I feel.
So you.
What if the guy's older though? What if the guy's older? What if he's letting you cruise on? You get what I'm saying?
Down.
No, literally.
No, you put that in
it's
perspective.
true.
Yeah, 100%.
No, it's true though. Because if you guys say you're older, right, and you're letting him cruise on, what if it's vice versa?
Yeah, wouldn't that make
I would want
you the guinea pig?
I mean, I would want if I was younger and I had an older boyfriend, I would want him to be clear with me and be like, hey, like, this is what I want. This is my expectations. And if you don't feel comfortable doing that, let me know and we can work on it together.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Has he been able to do that in some aspects?
I mean, he just kind of got a reality check the other day. So I'm waiting for the results.
Did you put him in check?
I did.
Care to share? Or is it too personal? If it is, understandable.
Okay, guys. Obviously, no one knows him, so it's fine. So basically, so one of his social media, on his liked posts, he was like scrolling through his liked posts, and all he saw, I came back from the store and I went into the car, and he was like sitting there on his liked post. He's like, oh, I'm trying to show you this video, and I peer over on his photo, his screen, and all there is just all in the screen. So I'm just kind of like, damn, okay. And I was kind of shocked. I was like, okay, I get this is a guy thing, but we've been together for ages now, and it's consistent. I'll be scrolling down, it's consistent. There's so many up in there. So I was just like, okay, pull your head out of your bum and get it together.
This isn't the game anymore. It's a relationship.
Am I not enough? That you gotta be looking
100%.
at this. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. So do you reckon it's a bit of insecurity coming from his side though as well, because he's scared to lose you?
I think he is scared to lose me because he's like, please.
No, but that's what I'm saying. With young age, and Harry knows this as well. When it comes to the difference of us, it's when it comes to a younger age, men become a lot more insecure. With my mentor, as Lucy may know, what he does is he's not scared to lose anyone. He's pretty a bit older than you, yeah?
Yeah, I think he's 3 years older than
me. Yeah, well, with that, he sits there and he's like, you know what, fuck it. If I lose it, I lose it. And the reason why he has that mentality is because it allows him to be his best self. Make sense? So
are you saying if they can't pull their pants up and do the job, then he dips?
No, he doesn't have to dip. That choice will be up to you.
I'm so confused. I'm lost.
The ability and the freedom to your boundary gets crossed, or there's something that you don't like,
and you're just happy to leave it.
Yeah, you're prepared emotionally to just cut and be like, I'm sorry, this isn't for me.
Yeah, I want you, even though you say you're letting him cruise, isn't that hurting you as well in a way?
I mean, it's not doing any harm, but it's not doing any good. So I'm just kind of I would be indifferent, you know what I'm saying? It matters to me, but I'm not at a point of my life where I'm looking for my long-term partner. Yeah. So I'm happy to enjoy my time with someone that also enjoys being with me.
Okay, no, 100%. Okay, yeah. I get what you're saying. So within this, sorry if I'm wrong, but within this relationship, you're just trying to test the waters, see what he's able to provide you and see if he's going to stay or if you're going to have to say bye or he's going to have to say bye? Yeah,
so basically I literally said to him, I'm like, you're on probation.
Damn, on probation.
I said, look, let's just see how it goes. If it doesn't, if nothing gets better, then we just have to call it quits. You know what I'm
fair
saying?
enough, yeah. Because I know Cassidy, like knowing you as I did or I do, you like to mature really quickly. No, because like with Cassidy, she likes to get her shit in order. Like she knows what she wants.
I know what I want. Like I don't beat around the bush.
Yeah.
I'm very straight up.
Yeah, like she like, you know how we were talking before, like with Lucy as well. She doesn't like to fuck around, bro. This girl doesn't play games. If she wants a man, it's either I'm serious. If she wants a man, it's either she gets the man or he fucks off because he's wasting time. Done. As simple as that.
Yeah.
It's as simple as that. And I reckon that's what I was saying. Because like right now, I'm shocked that you're dating someone younger because I thought it was either, you know, he lives up to your expectations or he fucks off.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I feel like, I was like, I don't know, guys, please.
Because you had a certain situation, I'm not going to name who, but we know who I'm talking about, with one of my boys actually, where he wasn't getting his shit together. He wouldn't pull his finger out of his ass. And when you started your relationship, came out of nowhere and was like, look.
It's not even that he didn't like get his stuff together. It was just like, he was pushing it too much on me where I just kind of felt uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Like I was like, okay, I get that you want to be with me or I get that you want to hang out, but also I got some stuff to work through as well.
Yeah.
So maybe just like take it easy. And if you're the one who wants to be with me, then like you will like, I guess wait or like be considerate.
So
be considerate with like
from
how
what I'm
feeling.
summarizing between you and her perspective, Lucy's perspective, Cassie and Lucy, what I'm hearing is that within the game, okay, let's start with the game. And Harry, see if you agree with me or not, bros. With the game, females want a man that's able to sit there and be direct, correct?
Yes.
And they're not wasting fucking time.
But like not too direct that you get uncomfortable.
Yeah, like that situation that we're talking about. But they're able to sit there and calm back. Because Lucy and I, as I know her more than everyone in this room, with the mentor situation, we've learned to be able to sit there and not fuck around, like not sit here. Because when it comes to this is actually a good setup in the room. Let me put it on blast. And the reason being is because with Harry, I know he wants a relationship.
Who, me?
Yeah.
I guess so, bro.
Why do you want a relationship?
Honestly, why do I want to? I don't know. Honestly,
Do you want like a companion or like someone to like turn
He wants-
to,
well,
like someone to tell
I'm
you?
sorry if I'm going to put you on blast, but what he said to me is that he wants someone that's able to keep up with his mentality.
yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
And because he's so young of age, Harry's
Like a partner
17,
in
by the
crime.
way.
No, I told her that.
Because Harry's so young of age, he's not able to find someone that within his age range.
Yeah,
See, it becomes the
100%.
issue.
Because
And
the mentality level's not there.
yeah, and with the large majority of females, like I said, I've experienced, they want someone that's older because they think it comes with maturity and standards. Make sense? But I reckon within this day and age and generation, a lot of females need to also understand that men can be mature at a younger age accordingly. Like we're slowly maturing. And you may disagree with that, but it is the truth.
No, it's definitely possible. It depends on like your experiences, but like more often than not, if a guy is pursuing a girl that's younger than him, it's like, okay, why aren't the women his age pursuing him?
Yeah.
Like,
The
what's the
question
issue
is,
there? Why aren't the women in his age range pursuing him? Is he a loser? Most likely.
Maybe the guy doesn't want to pursue the girl. Why does the girl have to pursue the guy though?
Oh, either way, I'm just talking about that age
like
gap.
vice. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, like if there is interest going back and forth.
But that's the thing, when it comes to a female pursuing a man, she could probably pursue him more easily than vice versa. It's not regularly said, and we were talking about this before. When a female pursues a man, right, for sexual purposes, we'll say, because that's the easiest topic to say about. Within the game, if a female pursues a man for sexual purposes, she can easily subdue him as compared to the other way around.
yeah.
No, if you disagree, Cassidy, say it.
Oh, I mean, I don't know. I feel like it is. I mean, I feel like it's more of a challenge. Or actually,
For a girl, it's more of a challenge for a girl.
I feel like it's more of a challenge for. Oh, I actually don't know because there are some women out there who like, in order to be like sexual with someone, they want to have like an emotional connection.
Yeah.
But with guys, I feel like I'm just generalizing here, but I feel like with guys, a lot of them are like, oh, I just want to get laid. Like I just
100%.
No, that is
no,
true.
but I agree with that. But what I'm saying is if it was like, okay, let's put it in perspective that a shorty wants to pursue and a man wants to pursue it. Like a female wants to pursue and a man wants to pursue.
I feel like if the woman wants it, she can
Yeah,
make
she
it
can get
happen
it.
quicker
But
than
with,
the guy.
with the man, he has to take his time. He has to understand. And you remember we were talking about this actually. I know we were saying a lot behind the scenes, but we had a bit of an errand to run. But with a man, he needs to understand the game more than a female does.
A man needs to understand the game, yeah, because like that's how he's living. Like that's how we've been like socialized in society. Like the game is meant for men. It's only been recent that like women have entered the game and are starting to play by like the man's rules. You know?
No, but fair enough. But even when men enter the game, we still have to play by female standards because we have to understand the emotional aspect of it. And with men, it's harder for us to show emotion.
It doesn't have to be though, because honestly, like men showing emotion and expressing themselves, it's not really a turn off, especially with like this generation. Like maybe for like the baby boomers back in like the 60s, it was like hard. But like
100%. But it is an expectation for them not to show it. That's why
we're talking about
that's cultural. I think that's just a cultural thing.
Cultural, but
I think it's full cultural.
But it's not just cultural; it's within standards as well. Because we said this before, within society, if a female has depression and a man has depression, right, and they try and show emotion, usually a good 90%, even if it's not cultural, the female has more support than the man does.
They do.
Within society.
It's true.
Do you think so?
100%.
I think it's debatable. I think it depends on
the
person.
But why do you think it's debatable? Or why do you disagree with it though? Because I personally, I'm not sorry to cut you off. Personally, if I feel like if Jeffrey showed emotion, right, just cried out of nowhere, even like if someone passed away or his mum is sick, he knows what his expectations are. If he starts crying, the whole family will get put down.
Yeah,
you get what I'm
we've
saying?
talked about this before.
Because I've talked about it 100%.
So what he's trying to say is that within a family, let's say someone passed away in my life, right? For me to sit there and cry and try not to make sure that my family is okay is a feminine inspection.
Yeah. So it's like you're like the rock that's kind of holding them together. Okay.
It's like even if, let's say your parents, right? If your dad was to cry, your whole family is falling as well.
100%. It's true.
And it may not seem right, but that's the expectation that's sitting down in society.
But then if anything, you're saying that females will get more support. But on the other side of it, like for a man to cry, society would be thinking, something must really be up. Like something must really be wrong. But for a woman to cry, sometimes it might be taken as, she's just being a little bitch. She's being hysterical. Women are so hysterical and whatnot. Like, so I think it just depends. Like, especially in like the family dynamic. Like, yes, the oldest son or whoever is the oldest male in the family is going to have to take care of their shit.
100%.
But at the same time, whatever the oldest daughter is doing, she's being the second mother.
No,
she's running everything else. She's taking care of all the kids. Like, I think it's hard to compare because it's different experiences, different reactions.
I feel like it just depends on the dynamic and who is like the role model or who is the rock of that group. Do you know what I mean?
But even with that, like, because it's coming down the tree, right? Let's say Harry's my brother, my youngest brother, and my dad, he's firm. Like we said, we use the example: someone's passed away in your life. If you sit there and you're like, okay, someone's passed away, now your dad's not crying, and I look at my dad and I say, no, I can't cry either. That's you living up to the expectations because you're sitting there saying, I have to be as tough as my dad.
Yep. Not even just the family thing, but even in general. I feel like if a guy cries, I feel like everybody just loses respect,
100%. That's why
I gain respect if someone cries. Like
definitely.
I'm just like, wow, like you are able to show how you're feeling and you're not afraid. Well, you might be afraid of what people are going to say, but you're taking that leap of faith.
But that's within the female perspective.
It's depending on who you are.
Because as you said, within females, you guys would gain respect because he's able to show his emotion. He's able to show that he gives a fuck, right? But with guys, within even like a masculine perspective, if I was to cry, one of my boys would be like, "Are you okay?" And you tell him what happens. He's like, "But like, bro, like, grow the fuck up. Like, you need to get your shit together."
That's the problem within like the people you're surrounding yourself with.
But it's not even that. It's like, I reckon it's on a you have a man's, right? And you've dealt with men. Lucy's looking at me like, fuck you for saying shit like that.
Make me sound like the biggest hoe. I'm really not.
I can assure you that she's not, guys. Don't worry. But yeah, with the way it is, right? I reckon that if your man was to show emotion in front of his friends, right? Just even people that he's known from the jump, right? Joel, right? If I was to cry in front of Joel, He right now within this current time because he has a girl, he'd sit here and say, "Oh, bruv, it's alright."
Who's his girl?
Oh, you see, you're behind too. No. They ended that ages ago.
Really?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway.
But yeah, because now he's more emotionally driven because he has a girl. He'd be like, "Yo, bruv's like, are you okay?" If you compare it to my boy David P, he'd be like, "Yo, bruv, are you okay as well?" Right? And the reason why is because he's trying to find a wife as well. Man. But if you sit there and you ask someone that's in the game, like Darker, if I'm not family with him, he'll be like, "Perhaps, man the fuck up.
Yeah, but like that's just toxic. I'm not gonna lie. Like all of the tears you bottle up now, they're coming out at some point. I'm being
you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
That's true.
They
all
do.
the
100%
shit you
true.
bottle up now and you don't deal with and you don't feel now, it's gonna sneak up back on you like later on in life, and you're gonna be more fucked up. You're gonna be more emotionally stunted.
No, for sure. I agree with you.
That's how you become immature as a person, by not feeling your things, by not figuring out your emotions, not like dealing with it.
100%.
So what I'm hearing is that within the masculine society, it's okay for us to show feelings and we should do it frequently.
Yeah,
I think you should
understand your
it's
emotions
healthy.
because that helps you become a better partner
I
when you're in a
agree.
relationship.
I agree that you should. I agree you should. But at the same time, when you're in a relationship and if you're not able to hold it in as a man, I feel like even though the female will respect you, you won't be able to get your shit together in some points in your life.
But like, if you're not getting your shit together, it's not because you're feeling your emotions too much. It's like you need to get your shit together. If your emotions are standing in the way of that, then like that's part of the process of picking them back up. Like,
yeah, but that's
feeling your things isn't just like a tap you can turn off.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Like
but
steady flow.
Yeah, no, for sure. But if you're able to, if you constantly talk about your feelings, because now within society, I'll say it, because within society it's a very general term, and you're able to say it. Within society, men always bottle up their feelings unless they are in a relationship. I can say that with confidence. It's either that or they're either venting it to their boys and like they're able to hear it because and
instead of the girl, 100%.
And the reason why is because they don't want to look like a bitch. It's just as simple as that. Like Cassidy, you said that your man, he sits there and like he's trying to learn and he's slowly trying to open up, but in some points and aspects, right, he's not able to, like, you know how you called him out for the shit that he did. Did he explain to you why that was on his phone?
Well, I called it out for what it is, and he's like, yeah, that's what it is. Like, he agreed with me because, you know, like, he's not going to lie to me and be like, oh, no, like, he's not going to justify it. Okay. He doesn't make excuses. Like, as you said, like, I'm a straight up person. I'll call it how I see it. And most of the times, that's how it is.
Damn, she's right all the time.
Like the whole time.
No, fair enough. But I personally, my perspective is, and what I've seen from, you know, a more mature standpoint of things, hanging out with little mentor, you know, knowing Lucy and the way like we operate per se on this side of the table, because you know you guys are relationship gurus. Sorry, I called you out.
Who, me?
Yeah.
What did you say?
Right, you as well. Like when you see something, you see it from respect.
Yeah, 100%.
And I try and get them to see from the opposite, and vice versa, because Lucy knows the way I operate, and I can't really sit there and say to myself, and I said it on the podcast before, I can't perceive it from a relationship point of view. And the reason being is because if I do, you get too attached.
Perceive what though?
If you perceive a perspective of something within a relationship standard, let's say I'm friends with a girl, right? And in my head, I'm like, oh no, even if you like a girl, let's say it like that. It's better if I say it like that. If I become the incident that happened.
Oh, just recently that I spoke about just now. Yeah. Okay.
That's what happens. And it's not just me, it's a male thing to happen, because then you're like, oh, what expectations do I have to hit if I'm not dating her? Like, where am I supposed to place my footing, or where am I supposed to be? Because the guy we're going to speak of, we're not going to mention names, he had spoken to me and he had said, yo, like, I don't know what I'm doing. And then he exploded. And because he exploded, it made him look like a mess. Make sense? And it was because he tried to care for you as if you guys were in a relationship. Or he was trying to hang out with you in that sense.
Is this situation of mine?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
she's like,
what are you talking about?
But yeah, that's
you just confused me.
I know.
Yeah, I was like, this hand gestures was throwing me off.
Sorry, my bad.
No,
she was doing the whole
that's
thing.
That's his body language, but that's
yeah. I love speaking.
Nah, I can get that.
But yeah.
So what's the question? Repeat it, please.
No, okay. What I'm trying to say is that when it comes to you expressing yourself, right, to your full potential, if men don't hold back, then we become excessive.
I mean, you can express yourself to your full potential, but it's hard because you need to control kind of your outbursts. Like, you don't want to let those, like, you know, those inner thoughts take over. Yeah. Like, you don't want to do that, because depending on who you're with, you want to, like, make sure that the other person is comfortable, but also making sure that you get what you want to communicate across. Yeah. So you don't want to, like, as I said, like, overwhelm them, but also making sure that the other person knows what they want.
Yeah, that's fair. But when you do that, right, then it's not you being yourself. It's not you being in your true nature. It's you trying to live to a standard or a protocol.
And this is what we call a compromise. So, you know, it's just about
saying.
if you want that person, you are able to compromise. That doesn't mean you have to sacrifice what makes you happy. You just have to make sure that both of you can be happy at the same time and no one's like inflicting like sadness or like
That's right, Jeffrey.
upsetting the other person.
Why are you coming for
That's
me?
right.
Oh, so damn. So your team relationship and team
So, like,
game.
What?
Yes.
Me, bro, I'm the last person who should be talking about relationships. I'm telling you.
No, but okay, I compromise. Okay, I
Yeah.
get where you're coming from.
So, I mean, you don't have to like totally suppress who you are as an individual, but just like making sure there are those parts of you, parts of your like individuality, but also they are controlled and they're not like overthrowing the other person, and making them feel unbalanced within themselves.
So,
but I mean, that does kind of like throw back on what you were saying.
Yeah.
Like you feel like someone can't be
themselves
in
because
their full
they have to
potential.
compromise. So if you compromise, you've got to either lower standards or raise it.
I guess so, but then I guess if you don't feel comfortable doing that, then that's not something you should be doing.
No, fair enough. But even that, like, even if you feel comfortable doing it, you're more so doing it for the other person than yourself.
I mean, if you want to be with the other person, then you are kind of doing it for yourself as well. If you're happy to compromise and you're happy to be with that person, then getting that person is also for yourself.
Yeah, but if you can't compromise, I don't think it's going to go anywhere.
Yeah, so because
if you compromise, right, neither of you guys are going to be happy. If you guys compromise on like, what do you call it? On a, what kind of level? What would I say? Well, if you just goes compromise, if he's not happy or she's not happy, nothing's going to work out, bro.
Oh, fair enough.
Like if you compromise within a relationship or anything.
No, compromisation is important. I agree with you, Cassie, 100%.
But it's just you both need to be happy compromising, but you guys are compromising.
I reckon, let's talk about like compromisation. We have a bit of time left. We'll say, 3 minutes?
Bit of time? I'm telling you, bro. I'm looking at 4 minutes. That's what I'm looking at,
done.
Bro.
Easy. With compromisation, I reckon you're right. It is important. But to be able to compromise with someone, you need to be able to understand where you're coming from. So you have to be direct. Else you're going to waste all this time and you're going to sit here and be like, I can't really do that. Or you're lessening or you're grading yourself to the extent that you can't be your own nature, as I was saying before.
I mean, let's just circle back to what I said.
So like I feel you, but I think this is a lot of the like single person mindset. Like this is the game mindset.
Yeah, exactly.
Being
That's
fair enough. No, fair enough.
Like it can't be your way or the highway.
No,
exactly.
You can say that, but then I could turn it around and be like, I'll take the relationship and apply it to the game.
Yeah.
And it's just like the game is traumatizing emotionally.
Oh, no, 100%.
You know? So
and
it's like,
Lucy, we know exactly who does that.
I'm victim number one. Thank you.
Like even as my mentor is friends with Lucy, right?
I feel like you're the victim number 2, bro.
100%.
He's the protege.
I'm the protege, because he's actually softer on me. So let me fill in Cassidy. So I have a mentor, right, which is best friends with Lucy.
Mentor for what though?
For life.
For life.
Trust me, it's
like
a whole thing.
He's chosen you, or you've chosen him.
No, I chose him 100%.
Okay.
It's just, that just happened.
But with his perspective on things, and we'll get him on the podcast eventually, because now that we have this set up, as you guys will see. But what he does is he's learnt so much from the fucking relationship perspective, he applies it to the game. And that makes him stronger in the game than anything else. And it makes his mentality solidified.
So you mean like making women happy? Like he can, he knows how to do that. So he's applied it to like the random women that he's like seeing.
Yeah,
well, not random, but like I don't know.
Yeah.
I
So
reckon
think of it like you have like a time of like being like really love bomby, like just like the affection
and then
that reaction, bro.
like giving,
I ain't into none of that.
like filling those like those voids that those women might not be getting from like their friendships in general, like wine and dine energy, like affection and attention, but without the
loyalty or the straight.
So he's happy to put in all that effort and for it to not amount to a relationship.
It's like the energy of like, I will pay money to not have to do something. Like I would pay money, like analogies like
now we're making him sound really bad.
You are, yeah. Let's do it.
Okay, like that's not what I mean.
He's gonna listen to this episode. He's gonna be like, fuck you.
Yeah.
No. Okay, so like
he's gonna add it to your list, Lucy.
Look,
she has a list powered up. He's about to lecture her whole list.
Basically, like Uber Eats. I'll like, instead of having to like after a night out go and get a kebab or something like that,
You'll
I'll
be
pay
like,
money.
you know what? Let's go home and now we breathe something.
Yeah, so it's like I'll
get it for you still, but
'cause
in a more
in an
as
easier
a
way.
person, he has his shit together, so he has the finance, like he
Oh,
has the
100%.
ability to do that
Facilities.
shit. Yeah.
even Harry knows this. Harry,
I do,
I
bro.
met him the other
Yeah.
day actually. Yeah,
I
had to
met
introduce
him,
it.
but I've never hung out with him, bro. I'm telling you, the day I hung out with
Oh,
him,
I'm telling you, it's over.
Oh, you'd be shocked, Harry.
He's gonna go from the relationship side into the game.
nah, bro. I'm
God.
not. I'm telling you, that's never gonna happen, bro. I'm a halal kid.
Oh, no, fair enough. But
Oh,
like
this
your
is not a
mentality.
halal lifestyle.
It is. Yeah, it is. I'm telling
Not
you,
even
it's
close.
so haram.
But yeah, within that mentality, like just to sum this up, I reckon within the game and the relationship, you can't use what you learn in the game in a relationship. You have to use what you learn in a relationship in the game. I mean, you can learn, you can use
I
both,
feel-
but
I feel like
within
you
the
can.
game, no, but within the game, bros, you have to be a lot more straightforward and like less emotional based.
Because like if you're applying the game in a relationship, you're traumatizing.
Oh,
Your
100%.
partner. Like
It's like Cassidy. Imagine your man's right. He gives you emotion one time, and he's like, "Nah, fuck you."
like you're instilling insecurity and
Oh,
paranoia
bros.
and anxiety, just in like the fact of like you don't know, are they seeing other people?
Yeah.
Are they seeing someone after me?
And then in the mindset, it's not, "Oh, she's mine." It's if she leaves, she leaves.
You can kind of
Yeah.
apply the
Yeah.
game to like a relationship. You can apply and say, this is what not to do.
Like it's
Yeah,
good
that's-
for like standards. It's
But
just like
applying it and not applying is a two different thing. Though.
Okay, yeah,
If
true.
you're not
Yeah.
applying it,
Okay, yeah.
it's not gonna do much, eh?
yeah, because if there's something that will draw your line in the game and they're doing it in a relationship, then it's like the things that you learnt when you were in the game, that's what you can apply to your relationship, and you have that ability to be like, oh, okay, this is past my boundary, I'm going to detach, like
Fair enough.
we're done.
But it's hard to do so because
Oh,
with the game, it's so
definitely.
toxic. I know I sound like the
Yeah.
biggest whore. Now I'm making myself sound like the biggest whore.
You are, bro.
Ah.
I'm telling you, you are.
You're
You are.
But yeah, like
That sums it up, right?
that does
I feel
honestly. Like
that's summed up beautifully.
yeah, you're Cass,
Beautiful.
Cass, do you have anything else to add to
I'm
it?
telling you.
I mean, I have things to add, but I don't think we have time for that.
Nah, that's alright.
Well, then we have to bring it back for part 2.
Perhaps.
Cassidy's
Just
like,
trim from the start.
But thank you guys for coming on to Audacious.
Thank you
This
very
is our
much,
first
guys.
recorded podcast.
We appreciate you guys.
It's gonna be on YouTube. Cassidy's been making faces at the camera the whole time.
She loves the
She's
camera,
like, I love the
bro.
camera.
No, I can't see the camera from here, so I'm just like,
It's
Hey.
like,
You'll
you'll
be
see it
fine.
on
You see it on YouTube.
I'm telling you.
But yes, guys, go follow us on audacious_activity on Instagram. Audacious is now on YouTube as well. You can type in audacious_activity on
Is it?
YouTube.
I
Find
don't
us
know,
there.
bro.
He doesn't
I'm
know.
the partner and I still don't
I've had
know.
to surprise him with that. But we are now YouTube. You can go find us on Spotify as well, and also on Apple Podcast.
oh,
We did a bit extra.
wow.
But yeah, thank you, Lucy, for coming
Thank
into
you very
Audacious. We
much,
do
guys.
appreciate it. We
Thank
got to
you
get
so
you guys
much
back
for
for part
having
2
me.
because the time is very limited and the topic is still big.
Yeah, I could do this all day.
Oh, say less.
Yeah.
I'll be back for part 2 and I'll go
100%.
1v1.
You know what?
to the
Nah,
mental.
hey, we gotta bring my 100%. I gotta see
We'll
that.
get it done.
We'll get it done.
It's like,
We'll get it done.
We'll get you
I'm
on as
scared,
well.
I'm scared.
we'll
Trust
get
me, you
on.
gotta see
It's
that
alright.
episode. But yes, thank you guys for coming on to
We
Audacious
appreciate
today.
you guys. Then.
But yeah, this has been your host Kofi,
This is your boy. Yeah. This is your boy being Harry.
and I guess
Oh, this is
She's
Cassidy.
so excited with the camera. Go on, Lucy.
And Lucy.
thank you guys.
Hey, thank you
Have
very
a nice
much.